time for Wave 3 Listens Live on Kentuckiana's first live local TV talk show, all hosted by John Ramsey. This is Wave 3 Listens Live.
And welcome. The weekend is officially here. Welcome to the Feel Good Friday edition of Wave 3 Listens. We'll call it the Feel Good Friday Financial Edition. How do you like that alliteration? Because Brookstone Financial is here, and we're going to talk about your roadmap to retirement. Let's make every day a weekend. Seth Stewart is with us now. And Seth, the weekend's here. This is a little bit different for you doing a Friday.
I was going to say, John, something just doesn't feel right. Typically, we're here on Mondays, right? So Friday, glad the weekend's here. But for those of you at home that are off on Fridays, make sure to DVR this program every Monday. We talk a lot about retirement and how to maximize your income stream in retirement. So set that DVR if in fact you're working on Mondays.
And we have a little bit of fun as well. Seth, you're very proud of your son. Good baseball player. You back the team, and looky here, folks, his son has achieved at a very high level.
Baseball update. Yeah, every Monday, John and I, we talk about the baseball games happen over the weekend or during the week. And last week we were out in E-Town, great fields out there, and my son and his team, there they are right there, the Jeffersonville Thunder 9U team took home the prize in the silver division. You know, John, we have a great coaching staff and you know, great parents and great support all around, from parents, coaching staff, so on. Some of the players, though, that really shined last week, Cole Campbell hit a walk-off single to win the game there at the bottom of the 6th, and Kyle Campbell, or Cole Christopher, I should say. Kyle Campbell, though, had a phenomenal game. We were joking in the stands, say, you know, if the scouts were here, they would have signed that boy on the spot, because as a shortstop, man, he had some great plays. So we're looking forward to another great weekend of baseball, as long as the weather holds off for us.
I love hearing that. Yeah, good family, man. Seth Stewart, Brookstone Financial. Let's get back to business here. The interest rate update is also something we do weekly, and the interest rate, of course, can affect your retirement, correct?
They can, John, and really interest rates have nowhere to go but up in the future, and we're very aware of that at Brookstone Financial. So be careful of making long-term time commitments with your money. Money markets right now at Brookstone, these are FDIC insured money markets, paying 0.80%, 3-year fixed annuities at 2%, 5-year fixed annuities at 3.15%, and those 1 to 3 year bond maturities pretty well speak for themselves. I mean, phenomenal maturities. You do need to hold them the full term, but the 1 years are paying 5% all the way out to the 3-year at 7.5%.
A lot of good information in 30 minutes here whenever I have Seth Stewart on in Brookstone Financial. However, if you want more information, you want to get to know these guys a little bit, they have upcoming events. In fact, you have one coming up here very shortly.
We do, John. We have our Alternative Asset Summit coming up, and actually here we do have a golf scramble. Let me back up. This golf scramble, this is our 2nd annual golf scramble, proceeds to benefit Ronald McDonald Charities. We just added a $50,000 hole-in-one grand prize. So we're pretty excited about that, yeah. But for those of you, those golfers out there, we'd love to have you assemble a 4-man team. That's $300 per team. Again, the proceeds to benefit Ronald McDonald Charities. There's a picture from last year's event. Raised a lot of money for a good cause, a cause that's very near and dear to my heart. And John, you and I, we actually had the executive director on here a couple weeks back, Hal Headley from the House, and looking forward to a great time and raising a lot of money.
All right, alternative assets. Now, before we talk about this event, maybe for those who have just now tuned us in, alternative assets, define that a little bit, Seth. What is an alternative asset? Yeah,
alternative assets are outside the typical stock bond you know, relationship, and typical portfolios are comprised of just that, stocks and bonds. You may hear of a 70-30 allocation or a 60-40 allocation. And when you look at the way major endowments manage their money, whether it's University of Kentucky, University of Louisville, Yale, Harvard, they're taking heavier allocations to what's considered alternatives. Now, alternatives don't bear direct market exposure. So if we get into a sideways market or another downturn in the market, alternative asset classes build a lot of stability. One in particular that we really like at Brookstone Financial are real estate investment trusts, whether they're publicly traded or non-traded. But one sector of real estate we're very fond of is the healthcare sector. The aging population is pushing up the occupancy rates in facilities like adult daycares, assisted living centers, and nursing homes, and those occupancy rates are likely to remain very high into the future. So, John, again, a great way to bring stability to a traditional portfolio allocation. That is an alternative.
And if you'd like more information on alternative alternative assets. Here we go. Here's the big summit that's coming up.
Yeah, Alternative Asset Summit's going to be held just off Hurstbourne Lane at the Courtyard Marriott. It's June 11th from 6 to 8 p.m. There's the number to RSVP. Now, it's a fairly small facility, so seating is limited. We've got about seats for about 25 individuals. I think we have 12 to 15 left. So call now. Reserve your seat. It's going to be a lot of great information.
I know you always try to touch upon topics that people are really curious about, things that are relevant, and it seems to me that everyone needs to know more information about Social Security, Medicare. These are popular topics, and I would think you deal with these quite a bit.
We do. We discuss Social Security quite a bit. We do a lot of Social Security consulting. And I mean, John, here's what's happening really. I mean, you have 10,000 baby boomers turning 65, nearing that age of election. Sure. You know, 62 is the earliest filing age currently, 65 age of eligibility for Medicare. But the federal government, through budget cuts, and rightfully so, you know, there's some squeeze on the system because of the aging population, is pulling back. A lot of local offices, Social Security offices, are closing. They're moving to centrally located 1-800 numbers and regional facilities. If you've ever called that 1-800 number before, you know that you're probably going to sit on hold for 10, 15, 20 minutes. And let me tell you something. You could call that number 3 different times and likely get 3 different answers to the same question. We spend a lot of time studying the Social Security system and Medicare because a lot of folks are leaving too much money on the table by not educating themselves prior to making such a large financial decision.
So I would think too, Seth, that Social Security, when it comes to that, that's ever changing. It seems there are a lot of question marks, and it just seems to be, who's in office, what's the state of Social Security, and with all those changes, you can't stay up to date because you do have a team of professionals. Yeah,
it's a one relationship, team of professionals approach, and there are a lot of changes on the horizon for Social Security. But at the end of the day, we have to plan around what we know today and adjust accordingly in the future. There's a lot of strategies that are available to help you maximize everything you've ever worked so hard for. I mean, you've been paying FICA tax your entire life. Why not get the most out of your Social Security benefits? So we can help and we can show you strategies that can squeeze potentially tens of thousands of dollars more over your life expectancy out of the Social Security system. And we're simply playing by the rules that we're given. But not only is this going to provide more income for you during your lifetime, but it potentially leaves more to the beneficiaries at your death as well.
I also want to remind folks at the end of the show, if you're new to the show with Brookstone Financial, we talked about one relationship, a team of professionals. You have a gentleman who comes on towards the end of the show and has some great advice concerning Medicare, Medicaid, that kind of thing. Yeah,
so stay tuned toward the end of the show, third segment. We always bring on the Medicare Minutes. Medicare Minutes is a segment we added to the show a couple weeks ago. Larry Riff, he's our Medicare specialist. He answers questions that are submitted either via email or phone throughout the week. But Medicare in and of itself is a very complex topic, a lot of questions, and Larry has a lot of answers.
Yes, indeed. All right. One relationship, a team of professionals. Coming up, we're going to talk more about today's topic with Brookstone Financial, your roadmap to retirement. We'll be right back. It's Feel Good Financial Friday. I think I got it all in there. Great advice, a little Q&A. Seth Stewart, these I would imagine fill up very quickly, so make your reservation.
They do, John, and there's absolutely no charge to attend this event. So RSVP now. It's the Alternative Asset Summit, June 11th, out at the Courtyard Marriott, just off of Hurstbourne Lane.
I know we've given you a lot of information here, but folks, if you want to really kind of digest this on your own schedule, we encourage you to go to their website. A lot of good information.
Yeah, John, this is our website, and what we have anchored on our website for those viewers today is the 2015 Social Security and Medicare Facts Kit. This kit is an absolutely free download. Go to the website, Brookstone Financial, download this kit today because it can save you a lot of money on Medicare supplements, but it can also squeeze a lot more money out of your Social Security benefits in the future.
And this is something you can do on your own time, right? Just take a look at it and download it. It's all absolutely free, courtesy of Brookstone Financial. All right, today's topic, I know we touched upon a little bit, Social Security. I have a hard time saying Social Security.
It's a tongue twister.
It's tough for me. And Medicare. Yeah. So why the two topics together? They do directly tie in, don't they?
Well, they tie in from, lifestyle, or not necessarily lifestyle, but life stages, because if you look at earliest age of election currently with Social Security, it's 62. Current age of eligibility for Medicare is 65. So we often get these types of questions, and the conversation comes up pretty well hand in hand. Now, I have a graphic that I'd like to show the viewers at home relating to Social Security. To put this in context for you, if in fact you wait until your full retirement retirement age, which in this case we're going to say is 66, that's when you receive 100% of your benefit, what you're entitled to. Anytime you file early, which would be on the left side of this graphic, anytime you file early, for example, if you file as early as 62, you are surrendering 25% of your full retirement age benefit. And John, I don't know anyone that really likes to surrender anything, but what I do know is I know a lot of people that like to get more. And what I mean by that, the longer you delay Social Security, every year from age 66 here all the way out until age 70, there is an 8% simple interest increase in benefits. You work out the math, it's about 7.2 compound. That's a lifetime benefit increase in benefits. And with today's low interest rate environment, John, it's tough to beat that type of rate of return outside of the Social Security system, because one of the arguments is, well, Seth, I'll take the money and I'll invest it and I'll beat the system. Why don't I take it early? I mean, if you know where you can find a 7.2% rate of return guaranteed by your federal government, yeah, good luck. So it's often beneficial to delay.
That makes perfect sense. And for those who are in good health, or maybe they have a history of good health with their family, you got to take a look-see at that. And that's where I think you can step in and help. You know, everything is kind of, it's not cookie cutter. It's very personalized. When you take a look at your roadmap to retirement, you're going to sit down there and look at everything. Health issues, other streams of income, and you're going to work out what works best for that individual.
Yeah, and that's a good point, John, because there's a lot of calculators on the internet. They're absolutely free. You can go on there right now. You can find many of them that'll show you an optimal strategy. You know, plug in husband and wife, Social Security benefits or estimates. This is the best way for them to file. Now, what those calculators don't show you is how to take that strategy and coordinate that strategy with all your other benefits, such as when and how do you elect your pension option? Do you take 50% survivor or 100% survivor? When should you start drawing from your IRA or 401k or your other savings accounts? So what we do at Brookstone Financial is not only do we show you how to maximize your Social Security strategy, but we coordinate that strategy with all your other assets and income streams. And John, I do have a graphic that I'd like to show to kind of put this in perspective for individuals watching at home today. Here's an example. If you take Social Security at retirement, and you hear this all over the TV today, a lot of advertisements, retirees running the risk of running out of money. Okay, here's retirement age, and this is a portfolio value, this green line, this trend line. Out here's life expectancy all the way to the right. You can see that as this individual goes through life expectancy out to 93, they run a fairly high risk of running out of money. Okay, this is drawing Social Security early. Now, if we delay Social Security, what we see is something that looks like this. Again, here's full retirement age. We are spending some of our own money, 401k, IRA, brokerage savings. We are literally spending some of our money on the front end of the plan to get to these delayed benefits, but you can see the end result over life expectancy, the same life expectancy of 93, is much greater. Means you have more money later in life to offset things like health care expenses, maybe long-term care expenses, and more money ultimately to leave to the beneficiaries as well.
What are more of the questions that you hear often?
Yeah, John, the number one is it's not going to be there for us. I mean, I got to tell you, that's by far probably the number one. You know, hey, Seth, why wouldn't I take it now? Because Social Security is probably not going to be there for me in the future. You got to look at the facts, first of all. The Social Security is such a political tool that's thrown around, particularly in election years. If you look at the trustees report published back in 2013, you'll find that, and there's some numbers thrown out there. Let me back up. 2032, right, a depletion date. When you think deplete, what do you think? Zero, right? You get nothing. If you look into that trustees report that was published back in 2013 with lower unemployment numbers than where we are today, and keep in mind FICA tax from those employees help support the system. The employment numbers were lower back then. Even back then, based upon those numbers, in 2032, FICA tax revenue alone would still have supported 77% of benefits owed to future retirees. So, John, it's not the zero that people really want to gravitate to and just latch onto and say, well, I'm not going to get anything, so I'm going to take it while I can. You need to educate yourself. This is a big decision. It could be a decision worth $1 million+ if you add up all the benefits that you're entitled to over your life expectancy. So it's a big one.
Do you hear this question a lot when someone walks in like myself and says, okay, what if I die? What does my wife receive? Is that a question you hear a lot?
I do hear it a lot, and I bring it up a lot. And here's why I bring it up a lot, in particular with married couples. I mean, the spousal protection aspect of Social Security is very, very important, protecting the surviving spouse. Because Bob and Mary, you know, if Bob dies, right, Mary gets the greater of the two benefits. Maybe it's Bob's, but maybe it's Mary's. So in a married couple, it's often why we want to delay one of the benefits as long as possible to build it up, earn those delayed credits, the 8%, the 7.2 compound we talked about earlier, build that one up, because that is a widow benefit for the future, or a survivor benefit to protect the surviving spouse. So if the clients don't bring it up, I always bring it up, in particular with married couples.
I know coming up here we're going to talk about some Medicare minutes. Tell me a little bit about, you know, we always say one relationship, a team of professionals. Larry Riff, this is his area of expertise, right?
Yeah, Larry is phenomenal when it comes to Medicare. And Larry's not he's not a typical pushy salesman, right? Larry's going to educate you. He's going to educate you on all of your options when you reach the age of eligibility, 65, for Medicare. And maybe you have employer-sponsored coverage still, but there still may be some reasons why you would want to go ahead and pick up a supplement. Take advantage of an absolutely free consultation with Larry Riff. He's going to be here on the third segment of the show for Medicare Minutes, but take advantage of it. You have nothing to lose, everything to gain, and it's a very complicated topic with all the supplements available today in the ever-changing world of Medicare.
Yeah, you're going to need an expert on that topic. All right, before we go to Larry here, coming up here in a couple of minutes, we also have a trivia question for you. You can win if you know the answer to the following question.
Yeah, John, at what age can you claim the highest possible monthly benefit from Social Security? We kind of gave away the answer just a minute ago, if you were listening. The sponsor is Sparrow's Tree. This is a baby boutique in New Albany, Indiana. Actually, a gentleman's wife who works for us actually runs this boutique. It's $25 gift certificate. A lot of holistic, all-natural baby goods. So if you have a child, grandchild, it's a great gift certificate, $25. But what is the age you can claim the highest benefit? A, 65, B, 66, C, 67, or D, all the way to 70.
I was listening. Am I eligible? I was taking notes
No,
here.
John, you're not eligible.
All right. Coming up, we teased a little bit. Yes, Medicare Minutes with Larry Riff. That's on the way. Hopefully you'll have the answer to that trivia question. We shall return. The weekend is here. Get ready for every day being a weekend. Retirement planning, your roadmap to retirement with Brookstone Financial. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Seth Stewart is with me. And Seth, it's important that you go to your website because there is a free download with great information.
Yeah, John, we've been talking about Social Security and Medicare today. We have a great kit. It's an absolutely free download. It's 2015 Medicare Social Security Facts. This kit will save you a lot of money on your Medicare supplements, but more importantly, help you squeeze a lot of money out of your Social Security benefits in the future.
All right, one relationship, a team of professionals, and you're about to introduce one of those professionals with our Medicare Minutes.
Yeah, Larry Riff is on with us every week. He's answering a question that's been asked by a viewer, whether it be submitted via email or telephone. So if you want to go to our website, if you have a question about Medicare, either submit it via the website or give us a call directly. But you can also set up an absolutely free consultation to meet with Larry Riff yourself. But Larry, we're going to turn it over to you, and let's answer some questions in our Medicare Minutes.
Well, good afternoon, folks. My name is Larry Riff, and I'm with Brookstone Financial. I answer a bunch of questions each week that I receive via email about Medicare. This week, I'm going to address Amanda's question. Her question is, I heard there are several parts to Medicare. Can you tell me about the part that covers hospital care? And what do I have to do to qualify for it? Also, does it cover all the hospital costs? Super question, Amanda. Let me answer it for you. The part of Medicare that you're asking about is called Medicare Part A. Part A of Medicare helps cover some of the costs associated with several things: inpatient care, hospice care, some of the skilled nursing care, and some of the home health care. Now, Amanda, any person who has worked for 40 quarters and has paid into Medicare during their life automatically qualifies for free access to Medicare Part A. All they have to do is enroll at their 65th birthday. Now, Amanda, it's important to note that Part A, as well as Part B, helps cover some of the costs associated with hospital and outpatient medical costs. However, there are considerable financial gaps that a person can experience when care for inpatient care or medical care is received. I want to share an example, Amanda, with you about the cost that a patient would be responsible for or what they'd have to pay for when inpatient care is provided. You would pay the first $1,260 for days 1 through 60 in an inpatient center for each benefit period. You would also pay $315 per day for days 61 through 90 while being in a hospital for each benefit period. Lastly, you would pay $630 per day after days 91 and through 150 days while in a hospital. In addition, these 60 days, they're called lifetime days, Amanda, and they are used only once and only once during your entire life. After that, they're no longer available. So I just wanted to remind all of you out there that working with a trusted agent, these financial gaps can be bridged. Thanks for your question, Amanda, and have a great day, folks.
Relationship, a team of professionals. You just met Larry Riff. He is one of the professionals. Free consultation. So someone has questions for Larry, they can meet with him one-on-one?
Yeah, absolutely, John. There's no obligation. It's a free consultation to meet with Mr. Larry Riff himself. He is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to Medicare supplements. There's the number right there. Free consultation, Mr. Larry Riff. He is our Medicare specialist. 502-365-9872.
All right, you're trying to find your roadmap to retirement. You don't know how to go. Hey, these guys will give you exact directions, man. You're much better than like Googling or, you know, hey, where am I going here? IMAP, whatever it's called here. They have an event coming up. And if you'd like to attend, lots of information, again, absolutely free.
Yeah, John, there's no obligation to attend the event. It's an alternative asset summit. These are alternative asset classes, alternatives to traditional stocks and bonds. It's going to be held at the Courtyard Marriott just off Hurstbourne Lane. It's June 11th from 6 to 8 p.m. There's the number to RSVP. Seating is fairly limited, so call now.
What kind of areas? We talk about one relationship and a team of professionals. Obviously, Larry has Medicare covered. You're more the numbers cruncher. You have said that. You're a numbers guy. What other professionals are there at Brookstone? Yeah,
I'm a numbers guy. But John, we refer to planning as what we call the three-legged stool of planning. And this is really, you know, well, think about this for a minute. Okay, you got a three-legged stool. If I pull one leg out, it gets really unstable. Pull two legs out, good luck. The three legs of the planning stool are the legal, the financial, and the tax planning aspects. So at Brookstone Financial, we're very holistic. We want to address all three to minimize taxes and maximize the amount that goes to your beneficiaries at your death. So John, I mean, there's a lot that we provide at Brookstone Financial. We're not product salespeople. We're problem solvers. And retirees have a lot of problems that they're facing not only today, but are likely to face in the future as well.
If you've been watching Seth, you saw Larry, you like the information that you're receiving, you want to learn more, what's the first step? Give your office a call? Can they come in and see you? How exactly does this work, Seth?
Yeah, give us a call, set up an appointment, bring what you're comfortable with sharing. You know, you mentioned directions earlier. Think about it. Let me put it in context for you. Bring whatever you're comfortable with, but the more information you provide us with, the better advice we can provide you. It would be like me asking me asking someone for directions and them not telling me, you know, where they're at. It's difficult for us to give someone directions if we don't know where they're at today. So again, bring what you're comfortable with, but based upon that, I would say, you know, recommendations would be 401k statements, brokerage statements, wills, trusts, power of attorneys. Tax returns are often helpful as well too, because we do talk a lot about tax saving strategies for our clients.
If you happen to be married, do you recommend coming in, both spouses coming in, or is it one-on-one?
I think that's a good idea, John. I definitely do. Yeah, married couples should really come together. I mean, I often hear, you know, oh, my wife or, you know, my husband doesn't really want to have their hands in this. You know, they leave it up to me. I mean, that's fine, and it's fine. But what if something were to happen to them? Where does that leave you, right? And we often encourage the children's involvement up to the point that the clients are comfortable with that. because when you look at probate and transferring money from one generation to the next, most of the expenses are incurred because it's like a seek and find. No one knows where anything's at. The children don't, because they were never involved. So we encourage that involvement, so especially in later years of life, so the children can kind of start getting their hands around where mom and dad's assets are to streamline things at their passing.
All right, once again, Brookstone Financial. Coming up, we'll have an answer to that trivia question that we asked. Hopefully you'll be the winner. We'll be right back. It's Feel Good Financial Friday with Seth Stewart and Brookstone Financial. Trivia question, Seth. You're going to have to give me the answer. I think I know, but I'm not sure.
And the answer is, John, D, age 70. That's the age in which you can claim the highest possible monthly Social Security benefit. Congratulations, Deborah Thompson.
All right, let's take a look at that, the website real quickly for Brookstone Financial, because if you go to that website, a free download, correct?
Yeah, John, and this download, again, is absolutely free. It will save you so much money in healthcare expenses over the years, but just as importantly, it will help you get the most out of your Social Security benefits, something you've paid into your entire life. Go to the website, Brookstone Financial, download it now.
We got about 20 seconds. Golf outing. Don't forget about this,
yeah,
too.
Great event, $50,000 hole-in-one contest. The dates are July 18th and August 8th. Visit our website or give us a call to RSVP.
All right, have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you Monday. Go Cards. See you Monday right here on Wave 3 Listens. Yeah.